Hey you guys, it's C Simone, and I'm back with part two of my liposuction journey. So if you are interested in hearing about how I went about finding my surgeon, please keep watching. Okay, so here's how I chose my surgeon. It was a little bit easier for me, I think, than for most people, only because I had already knew someone who had the surgery done and her results were good, and she told me who her surgeon was, and I kind of was able to go from there. I did research a couple of other surgeons, but I pretty much knew from the jump that I was going to go with Dr. John Sampson in Miami, Florida. So I'm sure, as a lot of you may know, because most likely if you're watching this video, it's because you're researching liposuction. Miami is a very popular destination for surgery. And the reason for that is it's way cheaper to get plastic surgery in Miami than in pretty much anywhere else in the US, to my knowledge. Um, Miami is like plastic surgery central. And so, therefore, like, they are able to offer lower rates because they have so many people coming in on a daily basis to get surgery. So, with all that being said, like I said a moment ago, I chose Dr. John Sampson. Now, what I will say, and if you see me looking down, that's because I took notes. What I will say is what's most important when you are choosing a surgeon, in my opinion, is making sure that that surgeon is board certified. And even if you know somebody like how I did, it's still important to do your research, because that person I knew, she had her procedure done like 3 years before me. And so a lot can change in that time. You never know, like, if that surgeon is even still doing surgery, if they even still live in your area or nearby or within, the US. You just don't know. So I recommend doing your research. So what I did was, let me pull everything up. I started with a general Google search. So just type in your surgeon's name. And if nothing crazy comes up, then type in your surgeon's name again and add deaths to the end. And why I say that is because it's obviously important for you to know if the surgeon you have chosen has had any deaths, because you don't want to be dead after having this surgery. Like, that's a big deal. So look into that heavily to make sure that they have had zero deaths from their surgeries. Also, sorry, my eye was starting to itch. Also, there are a few different ways you can check to see if your surgeon is board certified. One way is through the abplasticsurgery.org site, which is the American Board of Plastic Surgery. They have an option for you to search for your surgeon and see if they come up as board certified. This is important because, as you all know, plastic surgery is very popular and it's very common. And so a lot of doctors who are not surgeons are going to, like, these fly-by-night, I don't even know what you want to call them, like schools, so to speak, and trainings, and are learning how to do some of these cosmetic procedures, but they are not board certified plastic surgeons. So basically, I say out to say that you could have a family medical practitioner who's just your doctor up the street, who specializes in general medicine. You could have that person up here trying to do liposuction on you, or breast implants, or whatever it is you're after. And clearly that's risky, right? So let me just state, I am not a medical professional. I'm just telling you guys what I know happens out here, and I have been told this directly by plastic surgeons, that there are people out here who are basically faking it because they know that these surgeries are popular and that they can make more money. So anyways, another way to check is to go to the state's health website. So since I was going to Miami, Florida, I went to the Florida Department of Health website. When you go to that website, there is a section for license verification. You can search by name, by types of doctor, whatever it is. I recommend just searching by name. It's way easier. You can search by name, first and last name of your doctor, and it will pull them up and give you all the details on whether they're certified, whether they can or cannot practice in that state that they are practicing in. It tells you how long they've been practicing. It just gives you vital information that will help you make a more sound decision about who you are going with for having a major procedure done. Okay, so like I said, I knew somebody, but I also did my own research on top of that. So once I basically vetted this doctor, I was able to say, okay, I know for sure this is who I want to go with. So let me check my notes. I'm sorry. So here's where a lot of people get hung up on details. There are surgery groups on Facebook, or SX groups as they're more commonly known, where you will have thousands of girls who have either had surgery or about to have surgery or just want to have surgery, going back and forth talking about different surgeons. For every surgeon, there's going to be positive reviews and negative reviews. And if there aren't any negative reviews, there's a high chance that somebody paid to make sure that the negative review never made it out to the public. Okay? So don't expect any surgeon to be perfect, because they are human like the rest of us and they do make mistakes. Like I said, I just would be more concerned about dying than anything else. Like, I just would want to make sure that I'm going to come out alive on the other side. But anyways, I say all that because when you go into these surgery groups or you go onto these websites and do all these reviews and see what everybody's saying, it can potentially lead to more confusion and more questions and more doubts about your surgeon. I say go with your gut, go with your heart, and go with your research, because you got to take into account that everybody's body is different. And when I say that, I mean their foundation, their shape is different. So, for example, if you are built naturally like SpongeBob, and you go to any surgeon and say, hey, I want my body to look like Beyonce. Okay, be prepared that you may need multiple rounds to even get close to that Beyonce body that you're looking for. Okay, because reality is your foundation plays a huge role in your results. So if you are somebody that is heavy at the top and flat at the bottom and straight in the middle, I'm just coming up with shapes, and you want all these hips, but you know that you're more like this or whatever, be prepared that it might not come out the way you want it to, especially not the first time. A lot of these girls that you see on Instagram, these Instagram models and whatnot, have had easily 3 or 4 rounds of surgery done to achieve their desired look. So if you're willing to do that, then prepare yourself mentally that I may not get where I want to go in the first round, or maybe not even the first couple of rounds. It might take a lot more rounds for me because of my foundation. I have seen several girls in these groups who are shaped of a more straight up and down, who don't have a whole lot of hips or whatever, and they go get surgery and they're mad, because they thought they were going to get these, instant results, and really they just got a little bit more than what they had before. You see what I'm saying? So be realistic with yourself. Be honest with yourself and really decide, is this worth it for me? Because I may or may not get exactly what I want the first time. So please keep that in mind. Take reviews with a grain of salt and go with your gut. So that's basically how I did my research. In the next part, let me double check my notes. Okay, in next part, which will be part 3, I will be breaking down to you guys the cost and all those details that I know y'all just love to know. I'll give y'all even more information about the facility, the surgeon, all of that. But I really just wanted this part 2 to be about how you find a surgeon and what to look for or whatever. And again, please, you guys, do your research, but don't overdo your research, because you will end up driving yourself crazy. Like, oh, this picture, this girl turned out good. That picture, that girl didn't turn out too good. Oh, I don't know if I really want him again because this one girl. Look at your body and look at your goal and ask yourself, is this realistic for me as an individual? Okay? That's all I got for y'all today, and I will see y'all in the next one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, any questions, concerns, etc., put them down in the comments below. And if you like this content and you want to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.